Welcome to the Wednesday Inspiration service at the Redondo Beach Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Gregory Toole, and I want to open us with prayer. How about that? Let's turn within. And so we just anchor ourselves here this morning as we do regularly in our lives, right? We take a moment, we take a deep breath, and we just let it out. We let it all go so that we can be fully present to this moment of right now, this beautiful, perfect moment of right now. The only moment we really have to live in is the moment of right now and right now and right now. And so in this moment of now, I recognize that one presence, that one power, that one life, that one mind, that one infinite intelligence. I know that it indwells me, it indwells each one of us. It is the very life of our life. I know that it is the life of Reverend Mary Morgan, our speaker today. I know that she is animated by the presence of Spirit, by that infinite wisdom and love. And so it is moving through her to deliver the absolute perfect message for each of us and all of us. I know that it animates Elise Carver, our lead musician, and all that she brings forth in musical inspiration. I know that it inspires each one of us to bring our energy to co-create what is happening here today. And so I just bless it. I know it is good. I am grateful. I let it be, and so it is. Well, welcome once again. Welcome to all of you online. Welcome to all of you in person. So good to always be here on Wednesdays, to be here on Sundays at 11. It's just a great thing that we do here. Do you agree? Yeah, me too. I think it's wonderful. And I want to share a few announcements because we always have so many amazing things going on here. How many of you here did all three of the things we had going on Sunday? All three of them. We had the service, we had the Halloween Fest, and then we had the volunteer appreciation. How many of you were at all three? Look at that. Weren't they all amazing? Isn't that incredible when you can have like three amazing things in one day and one place? It was awesome. So before I share the announcements, I want to invite you to silence your phones if you haven't already done so. That way we won't interrupt the service at all. Big thank you to all the volunteers who helped out at the volunteer fair, as well as the volunteers who helped out at the volunteer appreciation. Because to show you how dependent we are on volunteers, even the people who were running the thing, most of them were volunteers, right? Board members, practitioners, they were volunteers too, because that's how it works. And so we just celebrate all. Let's give a hand to everyone who just made that Sunday what it was, because it was awesome. Yeah, thank you. Remembrance Day is this Sunday, November 2nd. We've already got all the photos, so there's no time to send photos in, but you can bring a flower to honor your loved one this Sunday, whether they're in the slideshow or not. You'll get to see my dad. My dad is in the slideshow, and we have all the pictures labeled this year. So you'll know exactly, even if you don't know the person, you'll know like, oh, they were a member here, or they're someone's dad or someone's mom or whatever. So you're kind of going to know who the people are, so that's going to be fun. It'll be right at the end of the service. We'll kind of end the service, let people who need to run and go to their next thing if they need to, and then we'll just roll right into the Remembrance Day. Don't forget daylight savings time this weekend, because we got to fall back. We got to turn the clock back, and if we don't turn the clock back, we'll show up at noon thinking we're on time. We'll be like, okay, I'm cool, and everyone will be walking out. We'll be like, what? We had our board president do that at another center I was at. It was so funny. We were ending the service. We were doing the peace song, and he comes strolling in just like he's right on time. And he's like, oh, this is interesting. They're doing a little circle before the service. Don't let that be you. The Men's Spirit Group meets next Monday, November 3rd, 7 p.m., right out here in the lobby. Our Labyrinth Walk will be next Wednesday, right after this service, over in Richelieu Hall. And the Women's Circle will be meeting on Sunday, November 9th at 12:30 in the teen room. Our office will be closed on November 11th, Tuesday, November 11th. So if you do some of those Tuesday activities, we won't be here that day. The office will be closed for Veterans Day, and we honor all of our veterans who have served our country. A one-man show, The Boy Who Saw True. It's gotten rave reviews, performed by Harry Hart Brown. Come at 10 a.m. How about this? For a breakfast that's going to be prepared for us by Reverend Mary and Reverend Valerie. They're going to prepare breakfast for us at 10. And then at 11 o'clock, the show will happen. The tickets are $25 in advance or $30 at the door. That's going to be on Saturday, November 15th. Our pledge dinner, don't miss it. It's a fun annual event. It'll be on November 16th, Sunday, November 16th, after service, potluck style. You sign up for a table. There's many people hosting tables, and you sign up for one of those. Like, oh, I want to be at this person's table. I want to be at that person's table. Sue Crossan and I, for those of you who are vegan, this is a first ever, we're going to have a vegan table. So that way we won't be going table to table. Did you guys bring anything vegan for us? Right? We'll have a whole table that's just vegan for those that want to be a part of that. So sign up out there for a table, and it is a pledge dinner where we do give out pledge cards, but it's not a hard sell. Like, we won't be like, okay, now give us your money. It's just like filling out a card to say what your intention is for next year. So if that intimidates you when we call it a pledge dinner, where you're like, oh boy, they're going to ask me for a big check. No, we just invite you, if you choose, to fill out a card that helps us if you say, this is what I intend to give next year. And if your circumstances change, you can always change it. So it's not a hard sell at all. It's just a fun way for us to be intentional about our giving, and really an excuse for us to come together for a potluck and just have a really good time. So join us on November 16th. Oh boy, another really exciting thing. What do you guys think about, what do you guys and gals and everyone, what do you think about 1,200 people passing through here over a period of 2 days? People who are like people like us who would likely join the center. What do you think about that? Like Saturday and Sunday, where 1,200 like-minded people will come through here. Wouldn't that be cool? Well, not only would it be cool, it's going to happen on Saturday, November 22nd, and Sunday, November 23rd. The New Earth Expo will have a psychic fair and gratitude festival. We've had those here before, and in the past it's been like 1,200 people that pass through here, and it's going to be an all hands on deck for us because we're the hosts. Like, it's not our event per se, but we're the host. So we've got sign-up sheets out there for you to sign up for like a slot. Like, okay, I'll do Saturday at 10, or I'll do Sunday at 3, because we're going to be like have people in the lobby, have people in the bookstore, have people in the kitchen. So we're going to need everyone. I really think it's a great opportunity for all of us, for like every person in the whole center to pick a slot where you're going to sign up, and we're just like hosting 1,200 people that are likely to join the center and be part of the center. And if you think I'm kidding, Joe and Lisa, how many of you know who Joe and Lisa are? Yeah, they came here based on coming to one of those fairs in the past. So that's what's possible. So sign up, and it's going to be fun. It's going to be so much fun just hosting all these people coming in, and we're just pointing the way, like they want, oh, where's the restroom? Oh, you know, there's no more toilet paper, and we're going to be like, oh, okay, we'll make sure there's some in there, or I need to get a drink of water. Where do I get a drink of water? All right. Then, looking ahead to 2026, because it really is not that far away now, psychic medium Bill Phillips will be here on Saturday, January 17th, 2 to 4 p.m. right here in the sanctuary. Join us for a sacred afternoon of love, healing, and connection. He is really fun. I've had him at my previous centers. He'll have all these people from outside the center as well as people like us inside the center. And we'll just have a big crowd of people. And it's a fun time because he's a psychic medium. And so he'll get an impression and he'll say like, oh, I'm getting something from, you know, this person on the other side, and that they wanted to give a message to someone whose name it's like Charles or Charlie or something, and then you'll say, oh, that's me, you know. And so it's really fun. He's a great presenter as well. We'll learn a lot about what it's like for those on the other side, because we'll all end up over there someday. All right, our dear Ruth Wagner Celebration of Life will be Saturday, November 8th at 11 a.m. So come out for that and celebrate one of our greatest. We just named her one of our volunteers of the year, and we know that her vibration was right there with us when we were doing that on Sunday. Update your contact information with us because we want to know how to get in contact with you. So if your phone numbers change, your addresses change, let us know. Also, give us your birthday, and we'll send you a birthday card. And I will sign it because I love signing birthday cards. Flyers for all of our events can be found outside at the activity table in the lobby. Full list of activities also in the e-newsletter and the Spirit Speaks magazine. A big thank you to all of our wonderful volunteers. We appreciate you all so much. And that was a great time on Sunday where we got to honor all of our volunteers and feed you all and serve you. And our volunteers are so great that they had a hard time being served. They were like, "Can I help?" And we're like, "No, you cannot help. You are being served today. Today is your day." But that day's over, so now you can help again. Our speaker today is Reverend Mary Morgan, the one and only. Before we get to Reverend Mary, we'll have the one and only amazing, our lead musician, Elise Carver, sing a song.
Good morning, everybody. This song is called Child of This Universe by the one and only amazing Faith Rivera. I'm a child of this universe. The ocean dances at my feet. The wind plays a melody through my hair. I am loved at every turn. I am kissed by Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. The sun warms me in its embrace. The stars have aligned for me in the sky. I am honored by your life. I am held by Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on a tree, every mountain top sings of the glory of God moving in me. I am a child of this universe. Through my breath all of life can breathe. I plant the seeds with my every dream. I can love at every turn. Give a kiss to Mother Earth. I am a child of this universe. I greet the God in each face. I am a channel for peace to flow. Oh, I honor all of life. Yes, I'm one with Father Time. Every blade of grass, every shaking leaf on a tree, every mountain
glory of God moving through me, moving as me, moving as you and me, moving through all, moving through you and me. For we are children of this universe.
Thank you.
What a beautiful song, and how well done. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I'm glad you decided to invest in your spiritual well-being and come here, and we're all together, isn't it? I can't believe it's already Wednesday, though. Doesn't it kind of go fast sometimes? I don't know. I don't know about you, but today my talk topic is, you are a work of art. So before we begin anything, I want you to say, I am a work of art. Now really say it. I am a work of art. Now I want you to look at your neighbor and say, you are a work of art. Okay, now you look at somebody else and go, you are a work of art. And in case you didn't know, now you know. See that? Now you know. If you forgot it this morning and you woke up and went, oh my gosh, when did I get that bag under there? What's that little dent in my face or whatever it is? Stop that right now and go, I'm a work of art. There's nobody like me. When I was in, my family all lives in Chicago. And when I was in Chicago in August, I usually make the trek and drag my family members with me. Go, we're all going to the Art Institute. And they're like, oh, because it's a schlep. You know, you got to drive down, you got to take whatever. So take the train or take a taxi or whatever. But we all went down. My sister and her stepdaughter went to the Art Institute. And my big love are the Impressionists. And at the Chicago Art Institute, let me tell you, they have the most amazing collection of Impressionists. And I hadn't seen them in like 3 years. So we walked up to the second story of the huge Art Institute, and you open the door, and the room is just filled. The whole room is just, you're surrounded in Impressionist paintings. And I walked in the room and I started to get tears in my eyes. I was like, I miss these paintings so much. My sister's like, are you all right? I'm like, oh, I'm just so moved, you know. So we're looking at the paintings, and it's so funny. There was a docent that was there, and he was kind of describing, oh, you know, the light on this haystack and blah, 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 blah. And I thought, you know, just hush up. Why don't you just appreciate the painting? You know, just be present to it. And it was so amazing. I just love to think, you know, where say the painting's right there, and where I'm standing, Monet stood right there and was putting his little flicks of paint right where I was standing. And I thought we shared that experience. Well, Monet, fortunately, during his lifetime was recognized as the father of Impressionism, and it really took off. And so he was deeply, deeply appreciated. So even though he maybe started out a life in poverty, he succeeded in his life. And so at his end of his life, he, you know, when he was at Giverny and stuff, he actually was well recognized for the work that he did. So then you walk into the next room at the Art Institute, and you look at the Van Gogh paintings. And Van Gogh was post-Impressionism. But the thing is he didn't enjoy the notoriety that Monet did while he was alive. He lived 37 years, but he did not enjoy being recognized as an amazing painter like he is now. Now he's so revered, and What's His Puss wrote a song about him and everything, you know, Starry, Starry Night. But the thing is that while he was alive, he sold one painting. It was called The Red Vineyard, and he only sold one painting. And he felt like he was a failure. He felt completely worthless. He felt like he just didn't have it what everybody else had. So also, stood in front of the Van Gogh. In fact, we took a picture. He did a million self-portraits, but we stood in front of one self-portrait, and we took our picture with him. I go, look, we just had a photo with Van Gogh. But the thing is that it felt so sad that his paintings were not acknowledged when he was alive. He was acknowledged afterwards. His sister-in-law tried to shop him, promote him, and sell his paintings. But while he was alive, only one painting. And so he didn't have the success. He didn't have the feeling or the feedback, and he didn't have the sense in his own self of his own worth. Now, I don't know about you, but sometimes we use what's going on outside and what people say outside about us to make us feel valuable. Do you ever feel like that? Like, gosh, I blew it, I did something wrong. I'm not as good because I blew it. I'm not the successful person on Wall Street or the successful painter or whatever it is. We just say, you know what? I'm not as successful as the next person, so my worth isn't as valuable as the next person. But the deal is that we're all works of art. We are all works of art. If you did anything this morning, if you woke up and just looked in the mirror and said, I am wonderful. How about trying that? I am wonderful. Now really let me hear it, okay? Come on. You were like, I'm wonderful. A couple of you were feeling, I am wonderful. You start the day like that, guess what? You have set that energy trajectory going, and it sets the tone for your whole day. And literally nothing can stop or block you other than what? Your own thought about it. So the moment that we absolutely accept, you know what? My worth has nothing to do with the product that I put out there in the world. I am valuable. I am worthy. I am a work of art just because I am. Now, I don't know about you, but I was not taught that when I was a kid. Were you? It's like you do good things, there you go. And then you're worth it. If you don't do good things, you know what? But no. We're valuable just because we are. So remembering that our whole life purpose is just to come here and express the being that we are, to just be who we are in that absolute divine essence. And the coolness of this is everybody's different. Now, what's so funny about that, did you ever notice that a lot of times when you're out there in the world, the world wants us to all be alike. Did you ever notice that? Like they want you to do things and conform and be that stuff, but the beauty of life is that everybody's unique. And the funness is each person's unique aspect is what makes them so special. And a lot of times our specialness gets compromised because we're trying to conform to everything else that's going out there. And if you don't think so, look at like QVC or HSN or the commercials that are all buy this cream and you're going to be fat, put this hair color on, you're going to do this, be in these clothes, and that's it, you got it made, right? Live in a particular area, you've made it. You know what I'm saying? The world is sort of focused on saying your outward condition is going to determine how you feel and how you express. And this teaching reminds us it's just the opposite, right? That everything happens inwardly, and that everything that we know about ourselves and the thoughts that we have about ourselves, we project out into the world, and then it becomes our new world. And the deal is that's why there's a beauty of coming to a center like this and being with like-minded people, because we reinforce each other's thought that, you know what? Not a word of truth in any of that stuff that says I'm not worthy. What I do is I value myself, and the moment you value yourself, life changes. The moment you realize that God is and I am, and that very power that I'm using goes out there and is unique and wonderful and appreciated and loved, it changes, life changes. And we know the difference when you're around somebody that's feeling that sense of worth, that sense of I am a masterpiece here. We know those people, and when you're around them, they're like getting a booster shot. Because they're so exciting to be around, because guess what? By the very fact that they stand in their power, they allow us to stand in our power. Did you notice that? Like the friends that I love the most are the ones that go, don't worry about that. Let's be here. And you're like, wow, okay, I can kind of kick back. Ernest Holmes has a good quote. He says, we must come to believe in and trust that the power of life and intelligence, which is God, or first cause, is the very essence of our being. We must understand that we deal with first cause whenever we think, at any and all times. So think about it. Every thought that we have puts into motion something that's going on, that's going to create something new. And our thought is energy or frequency, and we put that thought out there, and it comes back to us in kind. Now, you may go, I didn't think about that thing, and it happened to me. Why did that bad thing happen to me? Go back to your thought. You know, we forget a lot of times, we think a thought, and then slowly we start to believe in it. And that belief gets impressed upon our subconscious mind or a subjective mind. And then it creates an experience that goes out as an energy ahead of us. Now that sounds very esoteric. It's like thoughts become things. Thoughts become things. Now why do they become things? Because we took them on as our truth. Now, if we don't like what we're seeing out there, all we need to do is go back and say, what's my thought about this? What am I feeling about myself? Where is my sense of worth and purpose coming from? And does it need to come from something that's out there? This story came to me this morning. I thought I'm just going to share it. My grandmother, my mom's mom, she was a fabulous cook. And she was a person that didn't really go by recipes. So as everybody, Grandma got older and everything, everybody's like, oh, now, Grandma, write down that recipe. She was known for making this angel sunshine cake that was out of this world. And so for the grandkids' birthdays, you either got a choice of devil's food or angel food. I always picked the devil's food. And they were like, of course you did, because you're so wild. I'm like, yeah, that's right. But at any rate, Grandma would make this. But one of the things that she made was gravy. She made mashed potatoes and gravy. Everybody raved about her mashed potatoes and gravy. I tell you, to this day, I just had a bowl last night of mashed potatoes and gravy. It's like my comfort food. But everybody would go, Grandma, how do you make that gravy? How do you? She goes, you use this and you use a little of that, and no matter if you followed the recipe to a T, it never tasted like her gravy. Have you ever done that? Somebody gives you a recipe, and then she'd go, we'd go like, well, why doesn't mine taste like yours? She goes, oh, it's the spoon I use, right? Because they don't know how, they can't explain it. They just kind of go by their own gut on things. But they have that sense of confidence. Do you notice that? As a segue, on Facebook, I discovered this woman. I don't know if any of you have ever discovered her. Her name is Brenda Gant, G-A-N-T, and she's from the South. She's from, I think it's Andalusia, Alabama. And she comes on, she goes, good morning, y'all. If you've ever been told you can't cook biscuits, don't you worry. You can cook biscuits. I'm going to show you how to do it, and you're going to be able to do it. I tell you what, I am so hooked on her now. I start my morning with, I'll probably never cook some of the things she cooks, but I just love listening. She's like, don't you let yourself know that you can't cook biscuits. Of course you can. You just put the flour in you just use your, and she's doing this thing, and I'm like, and you do what? Okay, you do the flour, and you got to get the white lily rising flour, all this stuff, and I'm sitting there, and then she goes, you don't want to go to heaven and tell Jesus you can't cook him a biscuit. And I have God bumps when I said, it's so adorable, and I thought, what is it? She is a woman that knows who she is. She's a woman that has a real confidence, and she goes, now you all have a good day. Let the Lord bless your day. And she goes on with these beautiful, beautiful stories. And the thing is that she stands in that sense of knowing who she is. This teaching reminds us we are centered in a power, a God power, that is our very essence. And it's that very essence that is fueling everything. The moment that we align with that understanding, any word that you speak into your life will absolutely manifest. And why is that? Because the universe doesn't pick favorites. The divine mind doesn't say, oh, I like what you're thinking. I kind of don't like what you're thinking, so I'm going to support you and not. No. It says whatever you believe to be true about yourself, and you state it in mind. Now remember, if you fail at anything, I have this sentence, and I had to read it a couple times because I said, oh my goodness, that is not who I am. Failure is just feedback. Oh my goodness. I listened to a guy the other day, and he was talking, and he said, You know those people that you meet that really tick you off, or somebody annoys you, or something happens that really, you go, they're your gift. They're your blessing, because they get to remind you, what do I need to heal in my consciousness that either, number one, attracted that person, or number two, reminded me of my shortcomings. So the deal is that the failure is only, we reframe what's happening, it has a huge impact on the way we respond to it is going to be the key to everything. So it isn't that we avoid failure, it's that, and remember, fear, just in itself, fear is the positive use of thought. And I went, wonder how that is. Well, think about it. When we're fearful of something, we are positive that something negative is going to happen. Isn't that interesting? We're very positive. Now, when we're confident about something happening, we're very positive that something positive is going to happen. So when we start feeling fear about something, it's just a reminder to go, okay, you're feeling positive about a negative thing that you don't want to happen. Shift that. Just change it and say, all right, I'm going to. That's also why, by the way, you never say, I'm going to go look for this. Did you ever try to look for something, you've lost something, you're going to look for it? Well, the moment you start to say, I'm going to go look for it, you've already admitted that it's lost, right? So what you say is, hey, there's nothing lost in mind. It's right here and now. It's already here. I already see it. It's present. Because the second you say, I'm going to go find something, that means you know that it's lost. So it's the same with our sense of worth. Our sense of being is saying, I am knowing right here and now, I am born of spirit. I am the divine action of spirit, and my word absolutely produces for me everything that I desire. And if I'm getting things that aren't so hotsy-totsy, then go back and say, where am I going south on my thinking? What have I accepted that's not really the truth of who I am? So let's see here. I have so many little notes here that it's amazing. You know, in painting, a lot of times if you're a painter, sometimes you get stuck on a composition and it starts to not look balanced or the colors aren't right or something. You know what the advice is? You take the painting and you turn it upside down. And when you turn it upside down, you can see, all of a sudden see from a different perspective and realize, wow, I'm out of balance here. And then you're able to kind of correct it. Now, it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but with our life, a lot of times, our life gets turned upside down sometimes, doesn't it? Something happens and it throws us out of kilter. Well, you just go, oh, thank you, universe. You're just showing me where I'm a little off kilter and I need to make some corrections. And if you look at it that way, doesn't seem so overwhelming anymore. Because, I mean, I don't know about you, but sometimes we're faced with overwhelming stuff, aren't we? Sometimes things happen that throw us for a loop and we go, I don't know how to deal with this. Well, guess what? You just go, of course I do. You know what? I'm going to positively look at this and say, there's something good coming out of this, and it's coming out of this because my word is declaring that absolute truth. Now, I knew that I was worried that was going to happen. On Sunday, I shared something from the Science of Mind, and I wanted to share it again because I just love this. I've been saying this every day for about a week. It's on page 517 in the Science of Mind book, if you're interested, and it says, I shall keep the promise that I've made to myself. I shall never again tell myself that I'm poor, sick, weak, or unhappy. I shall not lie to myself anymore, but I shall daily speak truth into my inner soul, that it is wonderful, it's marvelous, and I am one with the great cause of all life, power and action. I shall whisper these things until my soul breaks out into song and with the revelation of its limitless possibilities. Isn't that beautiful? So when we tell ourselves, I'm not gonna badmouth myself anymore. If you did anything today and wrote a post-it and say, I am good, I am wonderful, and I deserve good. If you put that on your mirror and looked at that every day and said that over and over to yourself, you're reconditioning your thought to accept in your truth. Because a lot of times when we're out of kilter, it's just sometimes your body, something happens with your body. Anybody ever have anything go on with their body other than me? when it goes out of kilter, it's just your body going, hello, you forgot your love. You forgot you're wonderful. You're not honoring yourself. Maybe you need to take a pause. Maybe you need to take a breath. Deepak Chopra says, most of our life is just remembering who we are. Just remember who you are and whose you are. That you're God-born, that you're this God energy. And I don't know about you, but sometimes when I'm driving on the freeway, I don't think those people are God energy when they're cutting me off, and I'm not really blessing them. So I have to stop it and go, whoa. So I got off the freeway today, or as we know, is the 110 is the sanctuary of the 110 freeway. There was a big billboard with Dolly Parton on it, and says, be kind, kindness, about kindness. And I thought, well, isn't that a beautiful reminder? I thought, you get off the road and some of these people they're mad as hornets. So I said, I hope they read the billboard. It'll condition them, it will recondition them. So appreciating who you are and appreciating that you are a masterpiece. There's nobody else like you. Now look at your neighbor and say, there is no one that is like you. And I mean it in a good way. You are a masterpiece. You are a real work of art. And say, I am going out this day to absolutely know, to absolutely live, to absolutely be my best and most artistic way. Life is good. God is good. I am, and God is, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. At this moment, this is the time, I keep looking for a lovely Ruth Wagner. It's so odd to look out and not see her smiley face. She's probably here in spirit, though. So please, we have many ways to donate to this church. You can see on the board, we have by phone, by internet, and by scan code I think that's for PayPal. But if you're here right now, just take your gift in the palm of your hands and let's share that affirmation together as we say, divine love consecrates my gift. It goes forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper all those who give and all those who receive. I rejoice in the sharing of my good, and I release my gift with love, and so it is. And now we're going to have Elise sing a beautiful song for us.
This song is called God Is, and it is also by the one and only Faith Rivera.
I'll sing for you.
Where I am, God is. Where I stand, God is standing strong. Where I breathe, God is breathing life in and out and through me, as me. Where I am, God is. Where I dance, joy lifts my feet. Where I live, beauty's flowing free, in and out and through me, as me. From where I doubt, God is the faith in me. Where I cry, God is the comfort there. Where I seek, God is the answer. Here and now, forever, truth is where I work. Love is my career. Where I play, God is playing boldly, in and out and through me, as me. Stand where I play, where I work and breathe and move and be, where I sing, where I dance, my dance, my dance, wherever I go, where I pray and break and give and live. God is, God is, God is, God is.
Beautiful. Thank you. Well, are you ready for a little guided meditation? I know not everybody does that on Wednesdays, but I don't know, I kind of like it. I hope you do too. So we're going to get comfortable in our chairs. Let's just breathe in. We're going to take a little journey to go meet our higher self, which is us. And so, just take a deep breath in. And just allow your body to relax. Just feel yourself supported by that chair. And let any thoughts go that might pull you away from your center. Just breathe in. And as you breathe in, just say, God is and I am. And just affirm with yourself, I am a work of art. I am a work of art. And slowly see yourself in your mind's eye. You're walking through a meadow. You're barefoot, but it's very, very soft. The ground is wonderful. And it's a perfect day. There's blue sky with clouds and light. And it's the perfect temperature. And just see this meadow for as far as your eye can see, just going way out. This beautiful field of grasses and flowers. And there's butterflies and little birds dipping in and out. You can hear the sounds of chirping. And there's this earth sound. It's like a hum. You can hear it. It's as though the earth energy is just vibrating and radiating all through and around you. And life feels so wonderful. And as you're walking over to your right is this beautiful brook. You've been here before, and it's always so wonderful to see it. This gently rolling little stream. It's only about 10 feet wide, but the stones are perfect for you to walk across, perfectly flat and soft. And you feel the spray of the water on your feet, and you smell that fragrant air It just feels so wonderful, and you're slowly walking over the steps. And it's like little birdies are following with you. And you get to the other side of the brook, and all of a sudden you look up, and there's a forest there. And it's this beautiful grove of pine trees, just amazing. And all you walk into it, and as you do, you can smell the pine, and you can hear the branches making noise to the wind, just this lovely sound. You look up, and the sun is dappling through the branches. And it feels so wonderful and grounding. And you look up, and you hear an owl. And you see little critters all through the forest. And the more you focus, the more you see. There's a deer with its baby. There's some chipmunks and squirrels running around the tree. There's little birdies still following you along. It's just this wonderful, natural feeling. And you feel so at peace and so at home as you're just slowly strolling down this beautiful trail. And again, you look up and you see this opening. You've been here before. And there's this perfect log that's carved like a seat for you to sit down in. And it's big enough for two. And there's a clearing, an opening right in that circle where that beautiful carved log is. And you look up at the sky, and it seems to go on forever. And you're so at peace and immersed in this absolute wonderland. And slowly you realize an energy is with you. This beautiful light energy. And it feels familiar and sits down right next to you. You greet each other without saying a word. It's this wonderful, wonderful light being. And you feel so comfortable and at peace with this being. And as you're sitting there just being together, you get this sense that there's a question that you're being asked. And this light being says, how are you doing? What's going on with you? Is there anything that's troubling your heart that you feel is blocking your good from showing up? What is it? And you think about it for a moment. And the being says, what would you like the solution to be? How can it resolve itself? What would work for you? Think about that. You're thinking about the energy, not from the problem, but from the solution. And this being does something very interesting and hands you a mirror and says, I want you to look at yourself. And as you look at yourself, realize that you are the power of God in action. And when you look in the mirror, this time, let go of the conflict or the challenge or what's troubling you, and see yourself through the eyes of love. What would love do? And just be in that energy for a moment and just say, I allow love to realize in my experience everything is working out perfectly. Everything is powered by Spirit. Everything is my divine good coming to fruition. And as you keep looking in the mirror, through the eyes of love, send that love to yourself. Feel that energy of goodness, that divine goodness enveloping you and reminding you of your power, the power of your word, the power of your thought, the power to create whatever in life you desire. It's all according to your belief. And just breathe in, not needing to figure anything out. Just breathe in and be in that state of love and acceptance. And as you do, you put the mirror down and you feel changed. You don't know why. You don't have to figure it out. Just know. Just be at peace with knowing you are the only thinker in your world. Your life evolves absolutely at the level that you allow it. And so just breathe in and say, I allow the goodness of life to manifest in my experience now. I am open and receptive to all the goodness of life right here, right now. And you look at this light being and realize that it's a familiar energy. It's really an extension of you, your higher self. So when you're ready, you bless each other and know that you can come back to this space at any time. You thank this higher being for the reminder of who you are and what you're capable of. With an absolute knowing that there's nothing you have to do to be worthy. Just being, you are worthy. You are a masterpiece. So you stand and say goodbye to your spirit guide. And you find yourself walking down the trail. And all the little forest animals are still with you. It's like straight out of a Disney movie. The birdies are singing. There's deer. There's a little skunk. There's little things moving in the trees. And you feel so at peace and lighter. And you've left behind whatever it was that you felt was stopping or blocking you. And in its stead, you just took on this new patina of goodness and light and power and peace and beauty. And slowly you approach the stream. You walk back over the stones and back into the meadow. And you see the birdies playing and darting in and out, and the butterflies, and you smell that beautiful, sweet meadow fragrance. And you take one last look around, and then slowly you find yourself back in the room here, ready to go out into this day and know your truth. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Okay. Welcome back. How was your trip? Did you have fun? Yeah? Good. All righty. So this is the time. If anybody has anything that they have questions or if they have prayer that they would like, we're open and receptive, and Grant has a microphone, and if you want to raise your hand about something you're dealing with, okay.
Good morning. Thank you for the service. I just wanted a little prayer for the family of my second cousin who passed away this week.
Okay.
He was only 50, so he has some youngish children that have to carry on without him. So I just wanted to ask for that. Thank you.
All righty. Okay, what was his name? Rory?
Rory.
I'm sorry, say it again.
Rory.
Rory. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. God, when I was growing up, my folks had a friend named Rory. You don't hear that name often. All righty. So this is what we're going to know for Rory, and we're knowing for his family. And I'm speaking this word in the first person because there is only one power, and that's God. There's only one mind, and that's God. So I know right here and now that divine power that I call spirit, that I call the creative mind, the divine intelligence, God is the very essence of life and the very power of life. And I am one with it. And that power knows no beginning and knows no end. And I am knowing that as change happens, as transitions happen, it's just moving into the next experience. It's leaving the shell and moving into a new experience on a deeper, higher level. And I know that this life and my expectancy of it is always unfolding for my best and highest good. And that the sense of loss that I may feel when people leave this plane is now replaced with a sense of well-being and prayer to them, knowing that they are always on an upwardly spiral journey that continues on forever, that the soul is immortal. I am thankful to have had these people in my experience, and I let my sense of loss and sadness be replaced with a sense that they came here to accomplish what they came here to accomplish, and they did so successfully, and they have moved on. And I allow that influence, that relationship that I've had with them to inspire me in only good ways. And it reminds me of my truth, that life is so precious, something to be cherished, something to be appreciated every day. And so I take this moment to turn my attention inward to myself and say, I determine and decide and set an intention to be my best and highest every single day as a way of honoring the people that I love and that have loved me. And so I am grateful for the relationships. I am grateful for the understanding. I'm grateful for the knowing. And I am a better person for knowing them. And I honor their choice to leave this plane and go to the next, knowing that life is always on a continuum. I release any sense of loss, sadness, hurt, unfinished business, pain. I let it go and do not let it affect me. And instead, I make the choice to stay in this sense of complete power and understanding and love. And as I speak this word into the law of mind, it is done. It is God in action. It's already handled. I let it be so, and we say, and so it is. Okay? Anyone else? No? Okay. All right, we're all masterpieces. We're all goodness and light. Remember, you're going to write on a little Post-it, I am good and I deserve good. And the second you do that every morning you wake up, I am wonderful. All righty, so go have a wonderful rest of your day. It's really good to see you. Thank you for showing up today. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you.